Good afternoon and welcome to Express Tribune's 2 p.m. bulletin. Farmers across Pakistan held protests in 30 districts, demanding the government start buying wheat from growers and arrest those involved in the wheat scandal. Protests were also held in major cities, including Lahore, Karachi, Quetta, and Peshawar. Farmers are calling for a fair price for their produce, compensation for those affected by the scandal, and action against those lending money to small farmers at high interest rates. The protests were peaceful, with a heavy police presence in Lahore. The Islamabad High Court has dismissed a petition seeking the disqualification of former Prime Minister Imran Khan over allegations of concealing his daughter, Tyrian White. The court cited a previous ruling by a three-judge bench, which had dismissed the petition. However, senior lawyers have questioned the verdict, saying the new bench should have decided the case on its merits, rather than relying on a previous opinion. The petitioner can still appeal to the Supreme Court. Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar has arrived in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, to meet with Pakistani nationals, including students injured in recent violence. He visited a Pakistani textile worker, Shahzeb, at a hospital and arranged for his return to Pakistan for further treatment. Meanwhile, 347 Pakistani students have been repatriated from Kyrgyzstan, with 2 more flights scheduled to bring back more students. The repatriation came after an altercation between some locals and foreign students prompted violent mob attacks targeting mainly international medical students in the country's capital city, Bishkek. In a separate development, Foreign Minister Dar addressed the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's Council of Foreign Ministers, advocating for a multipolar world and multilateralism. The JUIF has submitted 2 bills to the National Assembly Secretariat, proposing to repeal the Contempt of Court Ordinance and prevent dual nationals from becoming judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts. One bill seeks to amend the constitution to bar dual nationals from holding judicial posts. Meanwhile, the other bill aims to repeal the Contempt of Court Ordinance, citing inconsistencies with the constitution. JUIF argues that judges should have an interest in Pakistan and that dual citizenship can put the country's interests at stake. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf spokesperson Rauf Hassan was attacked by a group of transgender persons outside a private TV channel in Islamabad. As a result, the PTI leader sustained multiple facial cuts. The attackers, including 5 transgender persons and 3 men, surrounded Hassan and slashed his face with blades, causing severe bleeding. The PTI leadership has condemned the attack, calling it a clear attempt to kill Hassan and demanding strict action against the perpetrators. The police are collecting evidence and have promised to take action against those involved. Thousands of mourners are gathering in Tehran ahead of the funeral of President Ibrahim Raisi, who died in a helicopter crash near the Azerbaijan border, and will lie in state at the Grand Musalla Mosque before being taken to his hometown for burial. Meanwhile, Iranian officials and regional leaders attended a funeral ceremony for Raisi and other victims at Tehran's Grand Musalla Mosque on Wednesday. Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, Hamas official Ismail Haniyeh, and Lebanon's Hezbollah deputy leader Sheikh Naim Qasim were seen among the mourners. Raisi's burial is said to take place on Thursday. Ace mountaineer Sirbaz Ali has successfully scaled the world's tallest mountain, the Everest, becoming only the second Pakistani to achieve this feat without using supplementary oxygen. Ali, who had previously summited the 8,849-meter peak using bottled oxygen, reached the top at around 12:30. He emulated the achievement of Sajid Satpara, who was the first to scale the Everest without oxygen support. Sirbaz was part of the Imagine Nepal 2024 Everest expedition team, which included 14 international climbers and 18 Sherpas, according to a Radio Pakistan report. The European Union's Artificial Intelligence Act will enter into force next month, setting a potential global benchmark for AI technology. The Act imposes strict transparency obligations on high-risk AI systems and restricts governments' use of real-time biometric surveillance. The legislation will have an impact beyond the EU, with companies outside the bloc needing to comply if they use EU customer data in their AI platforms. Fines for violation will range from 7.5 million euros to 35 million euros, depending on the type of violation. The Israeli military has detonated a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device that it came across in the occupied West Bank city of Tubas. It marks the second such discovery in the area since the war in Gaza began in October. The incident highlights the Palestinian resistance group's use of large and high-quality explosives to target Israeli forces, according to US-based defense think tanks, the Institute of the Study of War, and the Critical Threats Project. Meanwhile, the Palestinian death toll from Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip has risen to 35,647, with 85 Palestinians killed and 200 wounded in the past 24 hours. Many casualties remain buried under rubble, making it difficult for rescue and recovery operations to take place. Severe turbulence on a Singapore Airlines flight from London to Singapore has left one passenger dead and 30 others injured. The Boeing 777 jet was forced to make an emergency landing in Bangkok, Thailand. The deceased is a 73-year-old British man. 7 passengers are in critical condition. The flight experienced a sudden and dramatic descent of over 1,800 meters in just 5 minutes. An investigation is underway. Taiwanese students studying on the Chinese mainland have spoken out against the United States, accusing it of hypocrisy and using Taiwan as a tool to maintain its hegemony and contain China's development. The students say the US is manipulating Taiwan's political arena and exerting influence over the choice of Taiwanese people to secure its own dominance. They also criticize the US for prioritizing its own interests over those of Taiwan, citing examples such as demanding Taiwan's semiconductor industry to build operations in the US and its allies. The students are outraged by US arms sales to Taiwan, which they say have had a negative impact on Taiwan's physical condition and the well-being of local people. Madame Tussauds London has revealed its latest addition, a wax figure of actor Timothee Chalamet. The museum's artists spent 9 months creating the figure, which is dressed in the same Alexander McQueen suit Chalamet wore to the London premiere of Dune Part 1. The 28-year-old actor is known for his edgy style and versatility on screen. Fans can see the wax figure starting Friday.